In 1587, a group of English settlers established the Roanoke Colony on an island off the coast of present-day North Carolina. It was meant to be England's first permanent settlement in the New World, but it would become one of history's greatest mysteries. 3 years later, when Governor John White returned from a supply trip to England, he found the colony completely abandoned. There were no signs of struggle, no bodies, and no answers. Only the word Croatoan carved into a tree. The settlers were never seen or heard from again. For centuries, historians and archaeologists have debated what happened to the Roanoke settlers. Did they assimilate with the nearby Native American tribes? Were they attacked and wiped out by enemies? Or was something far more sinister at play? According to local legends, the land surrounding the Roanoke colony was cursed, haunted by spirits long before the English arrived. The Algonquian people spoke of dark forces that roamed the forests, forces that could consume the minds of men and drive them to madness. It is said that in the years leading up to the colony's disappearance, strange things began to happen. The settlers reported hearing disembodied voices at night, whispers that floated through the trees, calling their names. The crops withered inexplicably, and a cold, unshakable dread settled over the colony. Then people started to vanish. One by one, colonists disappeared without a trace. At first, they thought it was hostile tribes, but there were no signs of struggle, no footprints, no clues, just empty beds and abandoned homes. As the disappearances continued, paranoia gripped the survivors. They spoke of seeing figures in the distance, shadowy forms lurking in the woods, always watching. Some believed these figures were the spirits of the land, angered by the settlers' presence. Others thought it was something older, something inhuman that had claimed the island long before they had arrived. On the night before Governor White's return, the last surviving colonists made a desperate decision. They carved the word Croatoan into a tree, hoping it would guide White to them if he returned. Then, in a final act of desperation, they fled into the forest, seeking refuge with the Croatoan tribe. But they never made it. To this day, visitors to Roanoke Island claim to hear whispers on the wind, voices speaking in languages long forgotten. Some say that if you listen closely enough, you can hear the names of the missing settlers, still echoing through the trees, lost in time. Others claim to have seen ghostly figures wandering the island at night, their eyes filled with terror. Whatever happened to the Roanoke colonists, one thing is certain: something ancient and malevolent lingers on that island, a force that has been waiting for centuries, hidden in the shadows, watching and waiting for its next victims.